Praise be to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Lakakadash. Double honor to the elder and apostle from the Milestone. Peace, brain salutation to the Akim, pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven. This is another report. Man. I think everybody know about this report, man. And this is another proof that the white man, Esau Edom, Dr. Edom, as the biggest pirate, man, on this planet. Yes, man. They have just proved, like the people say, in this 21st century, man, you got pirate, man, walking around wearing suits, walking around in high offices. They are the people who treat us in hospitals, man. They are thieves, man, and the pirate, man. Amen. They are devils, man. Let's go and listen to this video and you see for yourself. Esau is a natural born pirate.
En route for Syria, the British Royal Marines capturing the Grace 1 tanker, allegedly at the behest of the United States as she neared the southern tip of Spain by Gibraltar. Iranian officials outraged by this move, as well as the Spaniards who reject British authority of the island territory. Joining us now to break it all down, former UK MP George Galloway. So George, the Iranians are calling this move piracy. What's your take?
Absolutely. Piracy on the high seas, piracy in Spanish territorial waters. It's a major mistake by the British government, which is the only government in history that has set about leaving the European Union and making enemies of the rest of the world simultaneously. It is an act of madness. It's an act of brigandage, piracy. It's a crime. And I think Britain will be made to pay for it. The Iranians will almost certainly retaliate in kind. Then we'll be into an international crisis point, a flashpoint, which could lead to a shooting war. It's almost inexplicable, even by the standards of this government sitting behind me, that they should do such a thing. The idea that a state-owned oil tanker headed for Syria was some kind of illegal contraband is utterly ridiculous. The European Union does not have oil sanctions against the Republic of Iran. Neither does it have oil sanctions against Syria. So if Donald Trump and John Bolton invented a casus belli, that's a matter for them. But to use our brave Royal Marines, putting them in the line of fire to do Donald Trump and John Bolton's dirty work is a crime. It's also a blunder.
And George, an IRGC commander called Mohsen Reza, he tweeted, just like you said, that it was Iran's duty to respond in kind by seizing a British tanker next. Is this the appropriate next step, or would this further escalate tensions between Iran and the West?
Well, you've got to understand Iran's position. They're in a corner. They are surrounded by hostile forces. They are under mounting economic warfare, which in effect means actual warfare. People are dying in Iran from economic sanctions. And now some tin pot little country off the northeast coast of Europe seizes their oil tanker, legitimately goes its business, and in somebody else's territorial waters. What would you do if you were Iran? It's not that I want an escalation of this crisis, of course, but it's not me that's in charge of Iran. The Iranians are boiling mad, as well they might be, as well they should be. And I think that it would be some kind of miracle now if there's no retaliatory move made by the Iranian forces, probably very soon indeed.
And George, this move, as you mentioned, has also upset the Spaniards. Listen to one foreign ministry official.
Naturally, we were aware of this operation. The Guardia Civil was patrolling the zone, but we are studying the circumstances in which this has taken place. This is a request made by the United States to the United Kingdom. We are looking into how this affects our sovereignty in the sense that it took place in waters which we understand are under Spain's sovereignty.
So, George, what do you make of Mr. Borrell's statements? What kind of territorial argument will we be seeing here because of this incident?
Well, before I say that, Britain is currently negotiating with the European Union, of which Spain is an important member. It has a vote, a veto vote, that can torpedo any progress on a deal with Britain. So even on that realpolitik level, this was an act of crass stupidity by Jeremy Hunt, now running to be our Prime Minister, currently our Foreign Minister. Well, look, the Rock of Gibraltar is a colonial anachronism. How it can possibly be claimed to be a part of Britain is absurd just by a single glance at a map. It is organically a part of Spain. Spain regards it as Spain, and it regards the waters around it where this act of piracy took place as being Spanish territorial waters. Again, it doesn't really matter what I think. It's what the Spanish people and their government think. I wouldn't like to be the next British government minister going up to negotiate with the EU and hoping for a favour from Spain.
Yeah, it certainly looks like the British are cruising for a fight lately on behalf of the U.S., as you mentioned, George. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're nurse.
So, this is to know the weak and sledge from the womb. Let's go. Psalms 58 in the series. The wicked are enslaved from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies, man. Their poison is like a poison of a serpent. They are like the thief adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of the charmer, charming never so wisely. So these nations are starting to wake up to the fact that Esau is the wicked. That's why the Iranian called this act a pirate, man. So Esau is the biggest pirate, man, and with his heart, look at this. He wearing a hat on. And Esau went to the northern kingdom wearing hats. Esau is the biggest pirate on earth, man. Their poison is the poison of the serpent. They are like the thief adder that stops her ear, which is not hearken to the voice of the charmer, charming never so wise. Break their teeth, O God, with your mouth, break out great teeth of the young lion, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continuous, which he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrow. Let them be as cut in pieces. So their act of being pirate, one day they will be shot by arrows, man, by their Achaemenian in the midst, man. Amen. Let's go to prove that Esau is the biggest thief on planet Earth, man. Let's first start at Job, man. Job is not an Edomite. Job said, man. Job said, they were driven forth from among men. They craved after them as after a thief. So they are thieves. To be precise, they are thieves. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Let's go. This is Obadiah 1:5. If thief come to thee, talking about Esau, if robber by night, how art thou cut? Would they not have stolen till they have enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? So Esau sinned by stealing, robbing, and murdering, and covering it up, and he thinks that he won't leave some gleaming, man, or he don't leave some traces, man. That's the question Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is asking Esau. So he won't leave something, man, to know that Esau stole here, man. So let us go to Zechariah 5, man. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold a flying roll. Zechariah 5. This is Zechariah 5. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is a curse that goes forth over the face of the whole race. For everyone that steals shall be cut off. Who steals? Who is a pirate? Esau. Cut off this side according to it. And everyone that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring to forth, says the Lord of hosts, it shall enter into the heights of the thief, and into the height of him that swears falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and it shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stone thereof. So the chariot are doing their works, man. You see that earthquake which happened in South Carolina. Eh? Those are chariot, man, shaking the earth, man, if you didn't know. The chariot are doing their works, man. There is no such a thing as natural disaster. It is natural to humans, but to God it is normal, because the chariot are doing their works. Do you think this chariot are here for shows? They cause tsunamis, they cause earthquakes, they cause everything. So let's go continue reading about this thief, man. This is thief. This is Habakkuk 25. Yeah, Esau, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, man. Stealing, and he come with his philosophy, which is the wine, to cover his doing, man. Neither keepers at home who enlarge his desires hell, man. He wants everything. He wants the old Iranian tanker. He wants the Arabic. He wants everything, man. He's a thief, man. Neither keep at home who enlarge the vagabond. He doesn't keep at home. So this is to tell you, Cain is Esau in incarnation, man. Esau is Cain in incarnation, because Cain was named as a vagabond, man, who don't keep at home. And Esau don't keep at home like Cain, man, who enlarge his desires hell is as death, and cannot be satisfied. By gaze unto him all nations, and heaps unto him all people. So Esau is forcing to gather all nations unto him, but the time is not on his side. He doesn't realize he is falling now, man. Shall not all this take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth him with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, the Iranian, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for boots unto them? Because thou have spoiled many nations, all remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of that dwells therein. So America is called the city. For those of you who say that Babylon is the city, it's not talking about the country. Maybe it is in New York City. Hey, man, you got scoffers, man. They are just like babies, man. Scoffer vex our spirit, man. You got somebody serious with his big beard saying that, Babylon is a city. Maybe it is in New York City or South Carolina or California, man. It is not talking about America, because America is a country, man. The city is talking about citizenship. If you are from California, can't you be? If you live in California and you are in New York, are you not an American? So it is talking about citizenship, citizenly. Let's us tell you like that, man. Woe to him that covets an evil covetous to his house, and he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. The timber shall consume his house. Talking about the chariot. Woe to him that builds the time with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in every fire, and the people shall wear themselves for very vanity. Oh, so that's Esau for you. Esau is the biggest pirate, man. And we are on Esau neck, man. The tribe of Judah, we are on our enemy's neck, man. We squeeze Esau. Like Apostle Aka, man. Man, I convert to be like Apostle Aka, man. Many people scoff about Apostle Aka, but I convert being like Apostle Aka, man. He was going to talking about the tribe of Judah to be on their enemy's neck. We are squeezing Esau neck, man. Esau don't have anywhere to breathe, man. Everything he do, we do a lesson in it. We are squeezing Esau, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I hope the lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom.